Children, good morning. Today, new chapter, lesson 2. The factors that prompted the growth of nationalism, or the name of the chapter, the rise of nationalism and the founding of the Indian National Congress. According to the reduced syllabus, what is nationalism? Factors that prompted the growth of nationalism. Few points only or few factors only you want to study. If anything more is there, we'll discuss in the next year. Okay, for time being, you have to study the heading. You can please note down in your notebook factors that prompted the growth of nationalism. In that, the first factor we are going to study is about the page number H17, role of the press and Indian literature. Factors, that is the heading. Factors that prompt. Lesson 2, the first topic or the first question you have to study is about the factors that prompted the growth of nationalism. In that, only 3-4 factors you have to study. The first factor according to the syllabus is about the role of press and Indian literature. Actually, we know the Indians want to criticize the unjust policies of the British government. So, through newspapers, they are getting an opportunity to criticize the unjust policies of the British government. So, that is about the newspapers' name, and also through press, through literature. Many important writers are there. These writers, this role of press, what is the main intention of this press and literature? They want to the objective or the main goal is this much only. What is the goal? They want to criticize the unjust policies of the British government. Now see the textbook. The first point is about the factors. The first point, role of press and Indian literature. See the first paragraph. The press and the newspapers enabled the people to be informed. What is the role of the press and newspaper? To get the information. The information to whom? Information should pass to the people. So through newspapers, it was possible to have a dialogue with the rulers. So Indians express their reactions. So how the people are getting a chance to express their feelings, express their reaction, that is only through the newspapers. That is what the introduction giving you an idea. Indians express their reactions to the unjust measures adopted by the rulers in newspapers. So here mainly the Indians, they want to express what? The unjust measures of the British government. So through newspapers, they are expressing their feelings of the Indians. See the second paragraph, you can see the important newspapers name. So 2 more questions, this topic is very important. See the second paragraph. The Indian press aroused the feelings of national consciousness among the people. Many newspapers, the question can ask, name the newspapers that shows the unjust policies of the British government. Newspapers such as Amir Bazar Patrika, you have to study the names. The Hindu, the Maratha, the Kazari, the Indian Mirror, the Tribune, the Advocate, the Kohinoor were published from different parts of the country. So 8 newspapers name you have to study. So you have to study the names of the newspapers. Which are the newspapers? Once again, just underline. The Amrit Bazar Patrika, India, the Hindu, the Maratha, Kazari, the Indian Mirror, the Tribune, the Advocate and Kohinoor were published from different parts of the country. Now, what is the main role? I already told the introduction. They criticize the unjust policies of the government. What they do? They criticized the unjust policies of the British government, unjust policy of the British government, and played a vital role, a very important role in fostering political ideas as well as patriotic sentiments among the people. So this is 2 points is related with the newspaper. Newspapers, many newspapers are the Indian, Kohinoor, Maratha, Kazari, for what? To express the unjust policies of the British government. Now see the third paragraph, that is about, so these 2 points is related to the newspapers to express the unjust policies against the British government. Next paragraph is about the literature. So this question again, it can ask with reference to role of press and Indian literature, with reference to the factors that prompted the growth of nationalism. A 4-mark question can ask role of press and literature. So first paragraph is about the press, newspapers. The second paragraph is about the literature. See, literature in Indian languages played a very important role in the for what? So these, they are expressing what? The feelings of patriotism. The love for their nation, patriotism. Okay, now see, now here we have to study about many writers are there. Here first point we discuss about many newspapers. Here we have to study the name of the writers. Writers such as Bankim Chandra Chatterjee, Rabindranath Tagore, Badadendu, Harishchandra. Four writers are there. That four writers' name we have to study. Bankim Chandra Chatterjee, Rabindranath Tagore, Badadendu, Harishchandra. They played an important role for what? In promoting national consciousness. Promoting national consciousness among the Indians and preparing them for what? Indian struggle. Preparing them for Indian struggle. So that is the role of writers. Four writers are those. Four writers name we have to study. Once again, what are the names of the writers? Bankim Chandra Chatterjee, Rabindranath Tagore, Baldendu, Harishchandra. What is their role? They wanted to play an important role in promoting national consciousness among the people, Indians, and preparing them for that also very important, national consciousness. National consciousness. And preparing for what? Preparing for Indian struggle. Now, the famous book, Bankim Chandra's famous book, Anant Madha, very important, Bankim Chandra's Anant Madha. Anant Madha. Here 2 mark, many questions are there, you can note down. Bankim Chandra's famous book, Anant Madha, regarded as the Bible of modern patriotism. The question can ask, Bible of modern patriotism. Bible of modern patriotism, which is the Anant Madha. Okay, now that also mainly this Anant Madha inspired the youth. In India. Then Bande Madaram, the national song of India. Bande Madaram. That was taken, the national song of India was taken from this famous book Anant Madha. Bande Madaram, the national song was taken from this famous book Anant Madha. So that is about the literature. Now the last paragraph is very very important. That again it is point is explaining about the vernacular press. Again the third paragraph is about the press. Vernacular means local press or local language. That is the meaning of vernacular language, means local language of the people. So vernacular press. Actually, this press, vernacular press, criticized. What is the role of vernacular press? Already we discussed in the first paragraph to criticize the unjust policies of the British government. So same thing on here also explained that paragraph, very important question. Always the board exam used to ask, what is, who passed the vernacular process, in which year the act passed, what the act says. So see the paragraph, vernacular press generally criticize the unjust policies of the irrational policies of the British rulers. Because of this criticism, because the people are criticizing against the British policies. So during that time the Viceroy, Lord Lytton, passed the Vernacular Press Act. Vernacular Press Act. Vernacular Press Act in 1878. According to the, who passed the act? The question can ask, who passed the act? Lord Lytton. Lord Lytton passed the act in which year? 1878. According to this act, what the act says? What is Vernacular Press Act? A very important question. So the answer is this. See, according to this act, the vernacular papers, the local papers, could not publish any material that might incite feelings of dissatisfaction. They could not publish anything that could, the word is very important. According to this act, the vernacular papers could not publish any material. They could not publish any material that might, see the sentence very important, that might incite the feelings of dissatisfaction. Dissatisfaction. dissatisfaction among the or dissatisfaction against the British government. Dissatisfaction against the British government. So actually the Indians, they are getting a chance to express their feelings only through these newspapers. So according to this act, now the Indians, they could not express their feelings too. Why? Because according to Vernacular Press Act 1878, who passed that? Lord Lytton. The papers, the vernacular papers could not publish any material that might incite the feelings of dissatisfaction against the British government, and therefore it caused great discontent among the, because of this it caused great discontent. Discontent means what? Dissatisfaction among whom? Among the Indians. And lastly, this act was repealed, cancelled. Repealed means this act was repealed by Lord Ripon. So the question can ask, who repealed the Vernacular Press Act? Who repealed, who cancelled? Lord Ripon. Which year? 1882. Because of the discontent, dissatisfaction from the side of the Indians. However, even though it was repealed, it left deep scars of what? Conclusion we can say what? Dissatisfaction among the Indians. Dissatisfaction among the people. So, one factor over. What is the first factor? Factors that prompted the growth of nationalism according to your present reduced syllabus. The first point is about the role of press and Indian literature. Again, in that they are explaining about what? About the unjust policies of the British government. And many newspapers are there. So what is the role of the newspaper? To express the feelings of the Indians against the British policy. And they criticized, the newspapers and the Indians criticized the unjust policies of the British government, and such a way they expressed their patriotism or the love for the nation. This paragraph is about the literature. Here also the literature also played an important role for spreading the patriotism or love for the nation. And many important four writers are there. Name the writers. Bankim Chandra Chatterjee, Rabindranath Tagore, Baldendu, Harish Chandra, four others, played an important role in promoting national consciousness and preparing the ground for Indian struggle. And Ananda Madhav, the very famous one is the Bankim Chandra's famous book, Ananda Madhav, considered as the Bible of modern patriotism, that especially inspired the youth. And Vande Mataram, national song of India, was taken from this famous book Anand Madhav. Now the last paragraph is about the vernacular press. Actually, what is vernacular press? It generally criticizes the irrational policies, that is what? Irrational policies of the British government. But according to Lord Lytton, 1878, he passed Vernacular Press Act. According to that act, the Indians could not publish any material that might incite the feelings or dissatisfaction against the British government. So this created discontent, dissatisfaction among the Indians, and because of the great discontent from the part of the Indians, Lord Ripon in 1882 repealed or cancelled the Vernacular Press Act. And even though it was repealed, cancelled, but the scars of dissatisfaction was deep scars of dissatisfaction among the people. Hope that first factor is clear to you. Now the next page you can see the second factor, very important topic, is about the socio-religious reform movements. The second point is about many reformers were there during that time. What was the role of these reformers? Socio-religious reformers. Many socio-religious reformers are there. So we will study about the reformers. Who are the reformers we know? Already 8th grade you study. Raja Ram Mohan Roy, Swami Vivekananda, Sir Syed Ahmad Khan, and identify the picture also the question can ask. Okay. So the second topic is about the socio-religious reforms. Socio-religious reforms. Very important topic. You can see the name of the reformers. Raja Ram Mohan Roy, Swami Dayananda Saraswati, Swami Vivekananda, Jyotiba Phule prepared. So these reformers prepared the ground for national movement. Prepared the ground for national movement. Which are the reformers? Raja Ram Mohan Roy, Swami Dayananda Saraswati, Sir Syed Ahmad Khan. Many reformers are there. Okay, then Jyotiba Phule. Now we can see each reformers, one or two sentences you have to state. Okay, the first one is about Raja Ram Mohan Roy. Raja Ram Mohan Roy. Raja Ram Mohan Roy is considered as what? The father of Indian nationalism. Father of modern India. Father of modern India. And the organization founded by Raja Ram Mohan Roy is Brahma Samaj. That is not there in your textbook, but you can write it. 1 year board exam marks. Brahma Samaj. In your textbook, it is not there about the organization founded by Raja Ram Mohan Roy. The organization founded by him is Brahma Samaj. So the two sentences about what? About Raja Ram Mohan Roy. These reformers impressed upon the minds of the people the greatness of India's ancient philosophy and culture, inspired them to bear self-confidence. With these reformers, the Indians are becoming what? Self-confidence and self-respect, which in turn regenerated the national movement. So from these reformers, we are getting what? We are getting self-confidence and self-respect. Self-confidence and self-respect. Self-respect. Okay, so Raja Ram Mohan Roy is considered as the father of modern India. The organization founded by him is Brahma Samaj. These reformers giving us, the Indians, what? Self-confidence and self-respect. The second one is about Sir Syed Ahmad Khan. Sir Syed Ahmad Khan, you can study like this way. Second one, Sir Syed Ahmad Khan. Ahmad Khan. He founded the college known as what? Mohammedan Anglo-Oriental College of Aligarh. Mohammedan Anglo-Oriental College, Aligarh. Aligarh. Here also you have to study 1877. 1877, and it proved to be the main vehicle of diffusing scientific and liberal education. Scientific and liberal education. Scientific and liberal education, mainly in the Muslim community, giving more importance to the Muslim community. Okay. And the contributions, so this is only about Sir Syed Ahmad Khan. Now the third one is about Swami Vivekananda. Already we studied in 8th grade about Swami Vivekananda. He condemned what? Caste system, and also he condemned caste system and the importance given to rituals and ceremonies. Okay, then he also participated in the religious, very famous meeting, Parliament of Religious, held in Chicago in September 1893. So first one, he was against caste system and other rituals, and he participated in the religious meeting in USA, September 1893, and raised the prestige of India and its culture to a very high pedestal, high level. And he preached the message. What was the message of Swami Vivekananda? What was the message of Swami Vivekananda? What was the message of Swami Vivekananda? You can note down. Message of strength and self-reliance. Strength and self-reliance. We have to be dependent upon ourselves. We should not depend upon others. That is the meaning of self-reliance. And he asked the people to improve he gave more importance for the poor and the depressed class. He gave more importance to the poor and depressed class, and he founded the Ramakrishna Mission. Ramakrishna Mission. Ramakrishna Mission in 1897. And one more reformer is there, that is about Jyotiba Phule. The organization of Jyotiba Phule is Jyotiba Phule. 4 reformers are there. His organization is founded Satya Sodak Samaj. Very important one. Satya Sodak Samaj. Satya Sodak Samaj. You can note down and study. Satya Swadak Samaj, for what? To fight against the caste system. And also he was the one who gave more importance, pioneered the widow remarriage movement in Maharashtra and worked for the education of women. And Jyotiba Phule and his wife established the first girls' school at Pune in 1848. Then in the next paragraph you can see about the important leaders. Bal Gangadhar Tilak, Rabindranath Tagore, Mahatma Gandhi, Nehru. They also give more importance for urge for the freedom in India. So these Indian reformers, all these reformers, what is their role? They want to eradicate all the evils and want to instill what? Confidence and national pride in the people. Okay, so this awakened the people a desire for national regeneration on the basis of the best innate past. So once again, the social religious reformers, Vyajaram Mohan Roy, the organization Brahma Samaj, Ahmad Khan, Syed Ahmad Khan Mohammedan Anglo-Oriental College, then third one Swami Vivekananda, Ramakrishna Mission, and the fourth one Jyotiba Phule, Satya Swadak Samaj. Hope the topic is clear to you. Thank you. Have a nice day.